Hi guys, welcome to Let's Talk Business. We put new videos up here every week, so don't forget to subscribe. We all love Dragon's Den, don't we? Even though it bears no resemblance to real business. It may come as a surprise to you that the TV company behind the programme actively seek out business owners and ask them to come onto the show and pitch. One such budding entrepreneur was Laban Roomes, who entered the Dragon's Den in 2007. Dragon James Khan took an immediate shine to Laban and invested on the spot. Following the success of his appearance on the show, Laban has gone on to supply his range of customised goods to the likes of Harrods and even distributed his gold-plated mobile phones and other such things to dozens of celebrities. Not bad for someone who started by selling door-to-door. However, his journey to success hasn't all been plain sailing, which we'll come to in a while. I met up with Laban in a central London hotel. So Laban, can you tell me what Gold Genie actually is, what you do?
Yeah, Gold Genie is a customization company. We specialize in customizing gadgets, household items such as bathroom taps, ornaments, antiques, and we use a variety of finishes such as gold, platinum, silver, Swarovski crystals, and diamonds.
And presumably that's sort of high market stuff. You've got a few people that are quite interested in that, maybe a few well-known celebrities, that sort of thing, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not dropping names, but,
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not, my man? We designed Elton John's iPod, which totally sold out in Harrods and Selfridges a couple of years ago. I designed that myself. It was a Swarovski crystal iPod called the Starburst. We've given stuff to celebrities such as Victoria Beckham, David Beckham, Denzel Washington. We supplied all the Emmy Award gifts bags in 2006. I've just come back from Los Angeles a few weeks ago where we supplied the Spike TV Guy's Choice Awards, where Clint Eastwood, Jackie Chan, Kevin Hart, Jamie Foxx, Mark Wahlberg, they all got one of our gold iPads. We sponsored the whole event.
So you sit here with me now and you tell me these names, and obviously that's a lot of businesses would like to have that sort of association with a lot of those celebrities because it's worth a lot of money, but it's not actually been that plain sailing, has it? I mean, you started at a much more modest level than what you're doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I first started the business, I was gold plating nipple rings. And yeah, not on the person, but actually my first £10 was made gold plating nipple rings. I then went on to gold plate Lexus car emblems, which turned out to be very lucrative. I turned up at a Lexus dealership in the Barbican when they was having a convention and gold plated a car in front of around 10 Lexus dealership managers. They were so amazed with my service that overnight I literally started working for the entire network.
Obviously, you've got a business acumen, that's quite clear, and that was identified in Dragon's Den, but wind you back a little bit before you get to the Dragon's Den. We'll come to that story in a minute or two. From what I gather from you, so the discussions I've known about you and that sort of thing, was it shipping cars or something like this? It's a very modest activity by anyone's standard.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was always somebody wanting to make money. I can't sing, can't dance. I mean, I could have done modelling, but on a serious note, I always kind of, for many years, searched, what am I good at? What can I make money from? And I always kind of found with myself that I was always thinking up ways to make money. I started from the playground where I used to sell like custard creams to my friends and went on to cut hedges, wash cars. And then I had an idea to sell Laban Rivas into Jamaica.
So just in case people don't know what a Laban Riva is, explain what one of those looks like.
A box with wheels on, basically, yeah. And I used to buy them for about £400 or £500, wake up very, very early in the morning, and then ship them to Jamaica for about £600. All in all, I used to make around £3,000 to £4,000 profit.
Well, that's not a bad profit. So why didn't you keep doing that?
I stopped doing that because of a series of events. One, the Jamaican people were starting to get stuff from Japan and from America, because obviously that's quite close to them, and they started to get better deals, and they got fed up with the Laban Riva. But during that process, I had a very close family member that literally sold the business behind my back. He raped and pillaged the business, basically, stripped the cars down, and didn't tell me about it. So, I discovered this on a surprise visit to Jamaica, seeing cars literally abandoned and stripped down outside the house. And that's how I kind of first found out that the business was actually not functioning anymore.
Well, not only was it not functioning, there wasn't actually anything left of your business because literally it had been dismantled, which is a bit unfortunate. Now, a series of events means that you come back to the UK and you've got to sort of start again, really, from very modest means.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I came out with £80 in my pocket after selling a couple of tyres. And I had remembered a business in America. And that business obviously is what I do now. I met a guy who was making $2,000-3,000 a day doing mobile gold plating. That's like going around with his little van and gold plating people's car emblems on the car. And it was something I stored in my subconscious mind that, one day I'm going to bring this to the UK. So during that period, I borrowed some money from a really good old friend, and I drew a design on a piece of paper. I found a manufacturer, and I got this prototype manufactured.
That's the prototype of the equipment that gold plates?
Prototype of the equipment that gold plates, absolutely. I found a scientist, a Chinese scientist, who formulated a gold solution for me that is needed to put onto the item that you're plating. And overnight, I suppose, I was set up with this gold plating business. And I literally used to walk with the machine on my back, knocking on people's doors, asking them if they wanted anything to be gold plated. Started gold plating people's nipple rings, bathroom taps, and all sorts of devices until that big break came with Lexus.
So this sounds like a sort of business that would take a bit of investment to get off the ground. Your own efforts obviously proving quite successful. What led you to go on Dragon's Den then? When was that?
I had plateaued, so even though I was making really good money, probably in the region of about 25 grand a month, but it got to the stage there where all I was doing was working. What changed it for me, one Sunday, I was driving to Bristol to go plate 2-3 cars when my engine blew up. Engine's on fire, I'm on the side of the motorway thinking to myself, this is what's going to happen to me if I don't find a way to incorporate a different strategy. From there, I developed the internet website. Then I said, right, let's try something different. During that period, I saw The Apprentice, and it really inspired me how Tim Campbell, hands down, won the job with Anna Sugar. So I went onto the website, and
That was a few seasons ago, wasn't it? It's about 3 to 3 seasons ago.
2005.
Oh, right, even longer.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the first winner. So he totally inspired me, because I said, yeah, I can be an apprentice. I can be the next apprentice, And when I went onto the website, I saw that Dragon's Den was being done by the same production company. And I thought that Dragon's Den actually suited me as a personality, better than literally trying to find a job to work for somebody. So I applied for the Dragon's Den, went for the interview. They loved me. They thought it was totally amazing that you could turn things from silver to gold and vice versa. The day was booked for me to come into the office. The car came. I opened the door and I sent the car away.
Why? Why did you not go? You got your big chance, your big investment, and you just turn it away?
Fear, my brother. Fear. And I disguised that up as, they're going to steal my business. They're going to take all my shares. They're going to ridicule me. They're going to humiliate me on TV. But it was fear. I sent them away. So they contacted me again with the next season. And the same thing happened again. They knocked at my door. And again, by that time there, I'd worked myself up so much. It's like, no, go away, leave me alone kind of thing.
So most people struggle to get on that program, and you've turned them away twice, having got them interested.
You see, the intellect can be a very deceptive thing, and it can make you believe all sorts of fairy tales. And the fairy tale that I believed was that I would be worse off for going on to Dragon's Den. So anyway, to cut a long story short, during that period, some profound things happened to me. And one of them was that a very good friend of mine passed away. As best friends do, kind of, have your little banter, your little arguments, whatever. And it just so happened that we had an argument over total rubbish. And in that 6 months, he actually passed away. He said, this is silly, I'm going to look for him. I'm going to knock on his door and just put this argument behind us. And he died that same day that I knocked on his door. I was told that he was found dead early in the morning. And that disturbed me. That really made me look at my life different, because he was a very talented guy. He was a musician. He could write songs. He could sing. He had a beautiful voice. He was very good looking. And he was always approached by people to do modeling, to go on stage and sing and all the rest of it. But, fear held him back. And when he died, I realized that he's 6 foot under. If he wants to do whatever he wanted to do before, he can't do because he's dead. And it's like I made a promise that I wouldn't let fear hold me back anymore. Funny enough, that same year I got into a business innovation center, which is quite near to me. And the Business Innovation Center is something where innovative businesses like myself go for mentoring, help, support, etc., etc. So I remember on my way out one day, the center manager called me into her office and said, listen, Laban, I've just had Dragon's Den on the phone. And, and they're looking for an entrepreneur who I feel would be successful on their program. I mentioned your name, Laban. And they said, oh, no, not Laban Roomes from Gold Genie. And she said she spent the next 15 minutes persuading them that, look, I wasn't ready then, but I am ready now. and that I would jump at a chance to go on the program.
And did you?
Absolutely, I did, because I think I'd matured sufficiently within that period to make me realize that fear is an illusion, and there's a saying that no publicity really is ever bad publicity, especially when it comes to business, because it gets people looking at your products, etc., unless your name's Ratner, that is. Yeah. So yeah, the car came, I went. I told you a story earlier. I actually woke up late.
The BBC are going to give up on you, surely.
Well, no. So what happened was, jumping out of my sleep as if someone had thrown cold water onto me. I called the cab station. They came back. I got ready quickly, and I got there. The universe totally amazed me because I got there late. Obviously, there were people that were there before me, and I was the first one upstairs because at the time I came, they decided for whatever reason that this person should go upstairs first.
And so James Caan's there amongst all the dragons, and he took literally a shine to what you would, what you were doing. And how much investment did you ask for, and how much did you get?
It wasn't about the investment, first of all. It was about going to another plateau and having people around me. But the money that I got for 40% of my company was £60,000, which is,
That sounds like a deal for him.
Absolutely, that's another story anyway, because what they try and do is like literally make sure that you are generating money until the £60,000 is not even needed. So if day one, if I go out and do an amazing deal that's worth 100 grand, that 60 grand is off the table. Being the guy I am, money started coming left, right, and centre, which enabled me to never ever get that full investment.
So was that generated through being on the TV program? That money?
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, because it aired to about 4 million people. By that time there, we struck up a deal with Harrods, and Harrods took stock. The website was selling, I think, 3 or 4 units a day, which was amazing at that time. These are things that cost like anything from £500 to £2,000. I remember Harrods calling me saying that their lines were blocked for people phoning up wanting gold-plated roses, gold-plated iPods and stuff like that. So the TV was phenomenal for me, and still is now, because I don't know if you know this, but every few months they bring Dragon's Den to a new country. Right. And every time it's in a new country, we seem to be able to sell a master franchise. So we've just sold Bahrain, we've just sold Oman, we've sold South Africa. Every time the Dragon's Den shows goes to a new country, we sell a master franchise. So, and it's still 6 years later. I could not pay for that advertising.
Well, it sounds like it's really worked out for you, Laban. And can you tell me what your plans are now for the business, what the plans are for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're doing a few things. We've got an online Dragon where if you're a young startup and it's internet-based, we can fund that business. So that's launched on our website very, very soon. We're going into the real gold market. We're starting to sell real gold for investment. We've just literally made an amazing gold phone. It's a solid gold phone made from 22 karat gold. What's different about this phone is that once the phone is obsolete, we can melt down the gold and put it onto any other phone after that. So yeah, I know who wants a gold phone, but it's amazing. People do want it. And it just goes to show as well that if you're doing something which is high end, there's a big market for high end. I think the middle market is what suffers. If you're low end, if you're selling things for £1, I think that's booming. If you're selling things for £10 million, that's booming as well. But the middle market seems to be going.
Well, it's been fascinating talking to you. Every success in the future, and there's a few people going to watch Dragon's Den over these next few days. Any inside track for people watching the TV to look out for?
Well, what to look out for? It's funny because, I wrote a blog the other day myself. I think people can be mistaken thinking that the people they see on Dragon's Den or The Apprentice are like the creme de la creme. There's so many other people that will never ever be recognized that are doing amazing things, amazing entrepreneurial things. We'll never ever hear their names. What I think is watch it with a tongue in cheek. I think it's a highly entertaining show, and look out for people who are passionate, because even if the concept's not good, if the person's passionate, that business will succeed.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome, sir.
I hope you enjoyed that. We upload new videos every week, so don't forget to subscribe.